Hello everyone, so this is my preview for the massive game for Wolverhampton Wanderers away at Fulham in the Premier League, and it feels weird doing this preview because I'm still like in and amongst and got my feelings on that 4-3 loss to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, which Vitor Pereira did say in his post-match interview that, you know, he takes full responsibility. It was his mistake for the team he started.
My responsibility. As I change, it's not normal to change 11 players, and I did it because, we have 3 games in a very short space of time, and I decide to change. It means it's my responsibility, and I assume the mistakes in the first half.
Yeah, so fair play. I mean, that was my feelings in my post-match video, that Vitor Pereira cost us a chance of getting to a quarter-final with the team he started. I get the games come thick and fast, but to play 6 defenders, it just didn't make sense to me. And look, we did look a lot better second half. The players showed fight, but I didn't really like the energy the players, some fans and Vitor were giving off. Some people were talking as almost if we'd won the game. You've got to remember, we still lost. I know it was a good comeback. I know we won the second half 3-1, but the only reason we started playing is because all the pressure was off because we were 3-0 down. And you've got to mix in with that Chelsea were 3-0 up. So they obviously took a step back a little bit and was like, well, we've won. So combine all that, you can't really take it as a massive positive for me. Yes, it's nicer than going on to lose 6-0, but it felt like people were acting like we've won and we lost the game. So I was a bit annoyed with that. That's just getting something off my chest. Maybe I'm looking at it glass half empty instead of glass half full. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, I want to talk about the big story, like the main narrative I want to talk about going into this, which I will get onto my predicted 11 in a minute. But I think Tolu must start this game over Strand Larsen. He started off pretty poor against Chelsea. The first goal, he gave the ball away, which actually led to their goal, which was a good finish, bottom corner. Some people say Sarr should have done better. But then, second half, and he grew into the game after that, to be fair to him. He's scored a really good goal. Great touch, great finish. And I think we know he can score goals. He was top goal scorer in the Belgium League. And I think now it's time he starts over Strand Larsen. Strand Larsen, come on. Struggled a bit, and he's just struggled. I know he scored a penalty against Burnley, but he seems a bit all over the place emotionally as well with his injury and with what's been going on with the Newcastle interest. So for me, I think Tolu must start this game. Comment your thoughts down below if you agree with that. It's a controversial take, but I think it's about time. And Tolu was a nuisance against Chelsea. He bullied their back line. He had a few headers. He could have got more goals. So I just think he deserves a chance. Along with David Muller-Wolf as well, to be honest. I mean, someone I'll be honest, I wrote off. I said on the Wolf 77 Club podcast that he was like the player that plays Sunday League, who everybody likes, was not very good, but they bring him on for 5-10 minutes just because his family are there to watch. I take a lot of that back because I thought he was probably our man of the match along with João Gomez against Chelsea. He took his goal really well. Great finish into the bottom corner, his first goal. And yeah, I just thought he had a good game, and obviously got the other goal as well. So maybe he can stake a claim to start at Fulham, but Hugo Bueno's been one of our better players too. So yeah, I just want to talk obviously about Fulham a bit. They're struggling themselves a little bit. I think they'd lost 4 in a row in the Premier League. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm actually going to be going on the Fulham Focus podcast, so I will leave a link in the description to their podcast. And if you want to listen to like an hour-long preview from their point of view and them asking me questions, you can do that. But our head-to-head history with Fulham, we've played them 18 times in the Premier League. We've got a good record against them. We've won 8. There's been 6 draws, and Fulham have managed to beat us 4 times. Obviously, our last away game there last season, under Gary O'Neill, one of his last few games for us, we won 4-1. Cunha was obviously amazing that day. I had a few quid on it, as some of you know. I always back 4-1 at 100-1. Predicted 11. I usually do mine and what I think Vitor's going to do, but I genuinely don't know what I would pick, so I'm just going to try and predict what might happen. Will it be a 5? Will it be a 4? Because we did switch to a 4, didn't we, second half, and went for it. But I've got a weird feeling we're going to see a 5-2-3 in this game. Oh, right. So I'm going to go Sam Johnson to stay in goal because of Sarr's bit of a shaky performance against Chelsea. Right wing back, I think it's going to be Chachua. Right centre back, I think he's going to bring Agbadou back in. In the middle, Oh man, this is tough. I think he's going to go with Santiago Bueno. He wasn't on the bench, but you'd assume he was rested in the Carabao Cup. And I think Krejci will be left centre-back. Now, I've just bigged up Muller-Wolf. Oh, what do I think he'll do? I personally would give him a go, because of how well he played, but I think he will go with Hugo Bueno, left wing-back. Centre midfield, Andre, again, you would have got to assume he was rested, but I would go with Andre and João Gomez. And then up top, I think it's going to be Hwang Hee-chan on the left, because I actually feel, do you know what, I haven't spoken about it, but I actually thought he did okay. He set up Tolu and he had probably one of his better games against Chelsea, and he loves him, so I think he will go Hwang Hee-chan. I think he will go Tolu or Akaderi for the middle, and then I think he's going to go Menetzi on the right in a 5-2-3, because we know, he loves Menetzi. So that's my predicted lineup. Obviously there's so much, I could be completely wrong. He might start Strand Larsen, he might bring John Arias back in where Menetzi is. He ain't going to start Fer Lopez because he struggled, didn't he, against Chelsea. But not much of a fault of his own. He was in midfield, centre midfield, when we changed it a bit after Doherty went off. Sarr gave him a hospital pass, but he did keep giving the ball away. But I feel sorry for him. I really do. But yeah, comment your thoughts below. What would your starting 11 be? Would it be close to mine? And do you think we'll go for a back four, not a five? I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. So that's going to be my prediction. Talking of predictions, score predictions with my head and heart. With my head, I've got a weird feeling we might do it. Fulham are struggling themselves. We're going to see old boys, aren't we? Raul and Adama. With my head, I think Fulham 1, and I've got a weird feeling it's going to be Wolves 2. Goals from Tolu or Akaderi and Menetzi for Wolves, and I think Raul Jimenez will score for Fulham. With my heart, got to go for it, haven't I, boys? Fulham 1, Wolves 4. Can we do it 2 years in a row? Can my bet come in 2 years in a row? Tolu and Akaderi double, Menetzi and João Gomez to get our goals. And then I'll stick with Raul to get Fulham's goal as well. You might think I'm mad, but obviously that's my heart prediction. That's my mad one. You might think I'm crazy in my head that I'm predicting a win, but that little glimmer of hope, and we're due a win. I mean, the law of averages says we've got to win sooner rather than later, and Fulham away may be where it happens. And like I've said, we've got a good history there. But as usual, please, I love reading your comments. Comment them down below. Please like the video. It really helps the channel with the algorithm. And please subscribe, because that does too, and it really is appreciated. I'll catch you for my next video, everyone, which might be a reaction to Vitor Pereira's press conference, depending on if anything juicy comes out of it. But if not, I'll catch you after Fulham. Cheers, everyone.